Sleep all day, party all night. Never grow old, never die. It's fun to be a vampire. That tagline sold The Lost Boys to a generation of horror fans in 1987. But beneath its stylish leather jackets, saxophone solos, and MTV editing lies a deeply resonant story. A modern retelling of a possession tale, wrapped in vampire mythology. At its core is Michael, a teenager caught between two worlds. This is the story of how The Lost Boys turns vampirism into metaphor, and how Michael becomes the battleground between desire, identity, and control. Michael Emerson moves to Santa Carla with his family, unaware he's entering a town ruled by supernatural forces. But what first captures his attention isn't a vampire, it's a girl named Star. Star is the bait, and David, played with magnetic menace by Kiefer Sutherland, is the hook. Michael is drawn in not by violence or fear, but by seduction, mystery, and the premise of belonging. Michael's transformation begins the moment he drinks from the bottle offered by David. It's just wine, they say, but it's also a blood pact. This initiation isn't just about becoming undead, it's about surrender. Surrendering his identity, his independence, and ultimately, his body. Possession in The Lost Boys isn't as obvious as spinning heads or speaking in tongues. It's more insidious. Michael doesn't realize what's happening to him. His changes are gradual: aversion to sunlight, the craving for blood, and the literal inability to see himself clearly. Both physically and metaphorically, the path to possession comes as a direct consequence to his indulgence. He opened the door to his life and invited the vampiric entities in, and with no hesitation, they attached and began to leech themselves off of him. The ritual of Michael's conversion is unique compared to other possession films, yet it is more relatable. It all starts with temptation. Firstly, lust found in Star, masculine freedom found in David, the indulgence of substance, belonging, carelessness, brotherhood, irresponsibility, and peer pressure found in the pack of the Lost Boys themselves. Michael's possession is a demonic transformation, not simply because of the vampire mythos, but due to the spiritual and moral corruption it represents. His descent begins the moment he meets David, who acts as both tempter and tormentor, mirroring the archetypal role of a demon leading souls astray. David is not just a vampire, he's the seductive voice of rebellion, the charismatic leader of a fallen order, pulling Michael towards a life of darkness with promises of power, freedom, and immortality. Like a demon offering forbidden fruit, David never forces Michael. He invites, seduces, and manipulates, allowing Michael to damn himself by choice. The gradual loss of Michael's humanity, marked by uncontrollable urges, aversion to light, and a distorted sense of self, mimics classic signs of demonic possession. This isn't just a battle for Michael's body, but for his soul, caught between the innocence of his former life and the thrilling, violent pull of David's vampiric underworld. It is later revealed that the wine that Michael drank is indeed blood, but not only is it blood, it is David's blood. This act has a direct parallel to Christianity and the act of partaking in Jesus' sacrament. The wine represents the blood of Christ, and drinking from it seals the covenant between you and Christ, fosters a deeper spiritual connection with God, allowing believers to experience communion and closeness with the divine. So you can see the dark, twisted take on this in The Lost Boys. Michael creates the covenant between him and David. He now has a spiritual connection to him and his bloodline, leading up to the head vampire. This opens the pathway for demonic possession. He quite literally takes part of the life force of a demon into his own body. This latches onto him, physically and spiritually. He is bonded to the dark, and the dark slowly begins to pull him in deeper and deeper throughout the film. What makes Michael's story compelling is not just his descent, it's his resistance. Unlike David and the others, Michael is not yet fully turned. He's caught in a liminal state. That in-between phase is crucial. It gives him the chance to reclaim his autonomy. Sam, his younger brother, and the Frog Brothers act as a moral counterbalance to David's gang. Through their eyes, we see Michael not as a monster, but as a victim fighting back. Michael's final confrontation with David isn't just about survival. It's a spiritual exorcism. It's about breaking free from the influence that threatened to consume him. The fact that Michael ultimately reclaims his humanity isn't just a win over vampires, it's a triumph of self-identity. In many ways, The Lost Boys is a coming-of-age film disguised as a vampire flick. It asks, what does it mean to grow up in a world full of danger, temptation, and illusion? David and his gang are the embodiment of lost youth. Forever teenage, forever rootless, forever predatory. Michael is their opposite. Someone who flirts with that eternal adolescence, but chooses responsibility, family, and adulthood. In rejecting David, he doesn't just defeat evil, he accepts the messy, mortal, and meaningful process of growing up. Much like life, Michael found himself in a place where we must all find ourselves, a place of confusion and vulnerability. And through the mud, he is learning the true meaning of right and wrong and choosing between them. So when you're at your most vulnerable, be cautious of who you find knocking at your door, asking to be invited in. If you haven't already seen The Lost Boys, I highly recommend it. It's my personal favorite vampire film, and it's arguably more funny than it is scary, but it's presented in such a cool, stylish way that just entices you into the world, and you don't quite want to leave it while you're watching it. It's fun and entertaining, and it has one of the best soundtracks that any vampire film can offer. It's definitely one of the reasons why that movie still is such a gem in the horror world. Like and subscribe if you want me to continue with these types of videos. Comment your favorite vampire film and let me know any horror movie related metaphors or subtext that you would love for me to look into. I'd be more than happy to take a look. And thank you for actually getting to the end of the video. I'll see you next time.